Hear me? Who's here in the chat? Okay, can you all hear me? Okay, I have 0 people in the chat. And so again, like I said before, last stream, try to go Wednesdays at 10 a.m. Pacific time, and basically just to go over research that I want to cover, but at the same time take questions and so on. So no one's in the chat. I will lower my table right now. And today's one, we'll look at hurricanes until you guys have questions, because it's very, very interesting. All right, I'm gonna go down. We have 2 people in the chat. This is 3 now. Okay, we got some people. I didn't have time to put it on Rumble or the other ones. Anyways, I'm lowering my table. Just gonna mute this. You're back. Can y'all hear me? How's my volume? It looks like it's too loud, maybe. I'll check out listen right now. Let's see how it was. Yes, audio is good. At the same time, take questions and so on. Like I said before, last stream, try to go Wednesdays at 10 a.m. Okay, Rotor Emotions in the house. Let's go. Okay, audio is good. Is it too loud? Let me know if it's like if it's peaking too high. I can lower it a tiny bit. Let's just see how it is again. Pacific time. I will lower my I didn't have time to put it on Rumble or the other ones. Anyways, I'm lowering my table. Okay, so it should be fine. All right, guys. Yeah, so if you have any questions, let me know. Otherwise, I'll be just doing my own thing. Let's see if I shared this one. Okay. So I didn't have time to share it everywhere. And again, it just forces me to do what I have to do. It's spot on. Okay, perfect. Let's go. All right, so I have a threadcast right here. Hopefully, people join this threadcast on InLeo. If you post there, I'll upload your stuff and you get cash monies. I'll put, yeah, that's what I'll start doing. I'll try to get more people on InLeo and Hive blockchain. So if you do that, it's literally like X and it's live update. So like right here, live update here. So I have it set on live update. So if you go there, reply, and then we'll show the latest ones. And basically you can ask questions there and you get earned crypto as well. So if you figure that out better than X, and all your posts are there forever, you never need to worry about X removing your posts and so on. So that's that. I'll put it somewhere here. I'll put it like this. And so on. So in case anybody has any comments. So I'll just put it right beside here. 1 second. I'm just setting this up. And again, okay. So let's go. Okay, so we have 4 people in the chat. And again, yeah, hopefully we'll get more later. But again, this is more about my own reasoning. Just to force myself to do some physics stuff. Because similar to the live streams on Saturdays, forces me to do a lot of 9/11 conspiracy stuff and just overall big world stuff. This one is more on the technical side. So for those interested in technical stuff like math and so on. So yeah, there's a lot of stuff we left off in last one, but I'll continue on with what I'm interested in this one. And so what I've also done is, so what I do is just to make it quick, I put some links here. I'm going to go over some of the stuff and look at, I'm going to currently look at how hurricanes are formed, and then also go over some of the mainstream quote debunking of the Weather War 101 that I covered in my previous live stream. And basically I want to do some math on how accurate the geoengineering claim is of the hurricanes being formed on land. So what I'll do is I'm going to click up this one right here. I'm going to open up this, how does... Okay. So I'm going to go to my Weather War or geoengineering one. So for those who have seen this one, I went over in the streams a while ago. I'm going to go to geoengineering. So this one right here, yeah, so obviously Hurricane Aaron is steered, and the question is, was it formed as well on purpose, or is it just steered? They showed on 9/11 that they can create and steer them wherever they want. Well, yeah, that's the question. The question is, did they actually form it, or was this just one of those hurricanes that are formed wherever they are, and then they would steer that over there? Because it started off in September 1st, so you might be able to, let's say, find small. But then, yeah. So the question is how, and yeah, but I do think they can form it. But the question is how. How do they form them? So that's one thing we're gonna have to look at. Yeah, so conspiracy theorists is in the house. Epic stuff. Thanks for being in here. And so basically, the main quote debunking I'm doing is more on It's that weather one that I shared because the way he says it was water vapor and so on. But then I saw some meta bunk one quote debunking on it, and it looked a bit semi convincing from my vantage point. All right, we got our first reply on here. Okay, we got a first reply on in Leo, so live chat. Yeah, okay, so this guy commented, this is a very interesting subject. I remember seeing some videos about the emergence and covering this topic here at In Leo is really cool, yeah. So, epic stuff here. So, vote, 25%. So, I voted right there. How much is that worth? Let's just do a refresh. Okay, anyways, I don't know how much that is worth. It doesn't even show how much it's worth, but it should be like 10 cents or something. So, he gets like 10 cents for my post. Okay, so anyways, so there's a comment there, epic stuff. I know you're going way over my head in this one. Oh, well, the thing is, we're going to go from basics and see how the mainstreams are building the, how hurricanes are formed. And again, when I want to see actual footage and so on, like actual time-lapse of cloud formation. So, okay, let's go to the weather war. Yeah, so Weather War 1, I posted this one here. So what I'll do first is I'll go refresh those who aren't aware of the Weather War 101. Weather War, I didn't have a chance to put this links in. Weather War 101 in my Telegram. Alright, so this is on my Telegram. So I'll put my Telegram right here. So I'll try to keep my Telegram here always there. So very interesting. This is Weather War 101. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to copy this post link just for reference so we don't lose these links. And I'm going to put this in my meta folder there. Just to this one as well. So put the Telegram link there. Yeah, so I think it's going to be quite an epic stuff here. And again, for those in the chat, you can ask any math questions. I will sidetrack into that. But currently, if no one has questions, live Q&A, I'll jump straight into the hurricane formation and so on. All right, so go back to my Telegram. So if you haven't seen my this very interesting Weather War 101 YouTube channel discussing how hurricane power plant cooling towers can be synchronized to create hurricanes from just water vapor. This is one of the few geoengineering channels that brings up Hurricane Aaron on 9/11, and that's why I covered it, because it also covered Hurricane Aaron. Other ones like Geoengineering Watch, they never talk about Hurricane Aaron, because that's like the most clear-cut one. So a comparison of the weather from 2001 and 2016 shows that water vapor is mainly above land and increased dramatically in 2016, while oceans have drier air that became even drier in 2016. This indicates that hurricanes are mainly generated above or near land rather than the oceans. So that's what I put there, but again, we'll see the debunking, the math of it. I'll see if that adds up. But anyways, so if you haven't seen this one here, I will make this big. 1 second. That's me playing at like double. And again, this live stream only going to go 2 hours, guys. So once it hits noon my time, I'm just going to end it and then go kickbox. Okay, let's play this one right here. I'll make it normal speed, yeah. So, accumulating water, vapor, bless up Matt and chat again, Restless Nate, let's go. Okay, accumulating water vapor creates clouds. Let's see what this, The
hot water in the kettle gives off water vapor to the air by rapid evaporation, just as rivers, lakes, and ponds give off water vapor to the air by slow evaporation. As the hot, water-filled air hits the colder air near the ice tray, the water vapor turns into clouds of tiny water droplets.
Yeah, so it goes there and turns to clouds right away. From the water vapor, it turns to clouds once it hits the cold tray.
Floating in the air, condensation. When the air is quite cold and cannot hold any more water droplets, they collect together to form larger drops, as on the ice tray. And being too heavy to float in the air, they fall back to the earth as rain.
Okay. Restless lives in Hurricane Alley, Bermuda. Interesting. It's epic stuff. That might be a bit scary there. Okay, so now this is Weather War 1. It pretty much mutes it the whole time. Oh, I mean, pretty much as music. Aside from from volume, this water vapor is the same as this water vapor. Okay, but I do think there's something to it. So this is footage forming clouds. So the question is, how much clouds are they forming in terms of size? Yeah, so that's cooling plants. This generated water vapor looks like this water vapor from satellite view. So let's see the satellite view. So that's satellite view, but again, I want to see the scale of it. I do want to find out, like, I want to see if I can find like hours of footage of this. So there's so So there's from land, apparently from land, and then this is going to be giant formations there. So again, what's the scale? But it does look pretty wilder. So that's a bunch of clouds being formed, and he's saying it's from the cooling towers. And then you can synchronize these. So what he said, this is what water vapor from multiple simultaneous sources look like. And then Go satellite rapid scan visible later shows sequential in place water generated, vapor generated literally from the ground up. Okay, and okay. Let's go back to, I want to go back to here. And then put this here. Yeah, so this guy made 7 cents. Well, I get half of that, so I get 3 cents on this. Again, in Leo, you're literally earning just for posting. So imagine you've been in this chat, in the YouTube chat or Rumble chat or anything for, let's say, a whole year of chatting on the live streams, and you got $0 for it. If you're on Hive, you literally would have got like $100 probably or more just by posting on Hive. So again, going in Leo, I will keep this up, and then if I want to eventually make this the most active one, or at least comparable to YouTube, and then I'll be looking at this mainly because this one literally earn crypto, and peeps are literally own their own data. So yeah, so these your comments are always there forever, and so on. So it's on the blockchain. Nobody can take it. I can't remove them, and so I can just hide them, but I can't remove them. Okay. Yeah, so the sun, let's see, restless hurricanes harness immense amounts of energy. The insects sense the storm about 3 to 5 days prior to the come down from tree tops. The seawater bottom turns sandy due to extreme currents. The sun flares also have an effect on the intensity and duration of the storm. The epic stuff. And what I'm going to do is also, before I go back here, I'm going to open up my Gmail in case I have people emailing me questions and so on. So I will post this right here. Go to my other one. Okay. Okay, so this is John Hutchison, I think. It's John Hutchison. Okay, so this is John Hutchison. He's a big anti-Trumper. So I'm like best friends with John Hutchison. Anyways, so if you've seen my early videos on John Hutchison, in fact, that's epic stuff. And also that cannonball. Well, it's actually not a cannonball. So John, I actually asked him how much it weighed, and he told me it was a mill ball, and he just never corrected the news guys that always called it a cannonball. So if you've seen my John Hutchison levitating mill ball, so it's like for grinding stuff. All right, so rotating motions in there. No, is that Timothy Sullivan? He's in the chat. How come it didn't show? Okay, Timothy Sullivan's in the chat. Let's go. Okay, and hey, people, so you guys are on that one. I don't know why that doesn't show. Again, YouTube is his own thing, so everything is like gone. Comments are randomly gone. Nobody knows where the comments are. YouTube does its own weird algorithm. But again, that's why I get on Hive. So yeah, John Forever Legend. Yeah, and again, I'm BFFs with John. Let's go, John Hutchison. And hopefully I do go to Germany with him this year to do some Hutchison replication attempts at the Bob Greener Martin Fleischmann Memorial Project and co. All right, so let's go back here. So again, this is let's see the rapid layers, but I want to see like the actual sources of where this data is coming from, so we can get some actual context. Okay, so there's here's a rapid line. Yeah, this look like a rapid line there, and then forming a bunch of clouds. So he's saying is it power plants doing that? And the question is, well, how do you know? And what's the scale of this relative to it? And then how does this go and form a giant hurricane? All right. So this is the Weather War 101, guys. Let's see where is it forming here. Where is it forming? Okay, this is coming here, and then you have the currents moving with it. So this is a giant formation. He's saying it could be sequential power plants. Let's go here, and there's another layer right across there. So in place, these are in place, and again, if you could get the same ones back and forth. Okay, inside, this is a weather generation fueling inside an existing storm system generated water vapor. So you have a generation fueling inside. So you have one inside an existing storm system. Generated water mass look like. I don't know what that means. I think there's already, so then basically you already have one, and then you intensified by adding more. So the question is, how much is that relative to the giant already natural one? There are approximately 7,000 power plants in the U.S., and almost all of which have large cooling towers, each which can produce thousands of gallons of water per minute. Okay, that's basically the whole idea is you can have the sequential cooling towers, and they make giant clouds like that. And so again, I wouldn't put it too past this, but I want to just calculate do some actual number. And there's a whole bunch of cooling towers that takes photos and so on. And you get the idea. So that was the theory there. or at least that's the what he's saying is happening. And Hurricane Aaron, he's saying that's similar setup there. So there's Hurricane Aaron relative. And again, it's a giant hurricane. It's literally got a pentagon shape in the center. All right, so that's got pentagon shape, and there's the fumes there, and it's literally and nobody mentions this in the news or anything, like barely, and okay, and then anyways. So that's that, and then see the last one here. This one is showing you the moisture content at the oceans versus near land. So this is 2001, and these blue spots heavy water vapor, and then the red one is drier air. So notice that most of it is near the this equator or near the land area, and not in the ocean. So that's an interesting thing to double check on. So I do think something weather war is onto something. So the question is, why is it all there? And let's see here. So anyways, there is some here. And also, if you know any meteorologist experts that are at least semi-awake, get on the show and to analyze all this. Otherwise, I'll be analyzing. All right, and again, this is 2016. So 2016, same thing, dry air in the oceans, and then you have water vapor in the near this equator side there. So then what I'll do is actually, I'm going to screen grab this. So now we're doing official double checking his work. I want to screen grab. See if we can find. So the thing is, like a lot of people do YouTube stuff like this and then post content, but the thing is, I just want to see the official original stuff. So it's like I want that. I don't want. You can do your YouTube stuff, but as long as you have something to it. So I'll go to TinEye because YouTube, Google's just horrible now. Google used to be the best at reverse image search, and I just use TinEye. Okay, so this one, it has the lines there. I can't find that. Anyways, so that's that stuff. And speaking about weather warfare and so on, again, you have to couple everything with, basically, you have to, when you're double checking things, you also have to use 9/11 as the litmus test. 9/11 literally shows anything is possible. And also here, if you haven't seen my 9/11 right here, let's go to, this is the electromagnetic interference, EMF. Or 9/11 part 33. Again, part 33 had to be absolutely epic. And
other buildings?
So what I'll do is I'm going to go over to the... I'll go over to the... I put in timestamps. And here I'm putting links to everything I find. So that's what I want everybody to do. So you can see the original photos. And I can't put too much text in here, so I have to put the full timestamps on the Hive blockchain. And I'm adding all of the links to everything. So you can see the Hive blockchain. You can put unlimited text. Look, so the actual timestamps are much bigger than this one here, because I included where anything that happens, I put it in the I put in timestamps so you can see. So you can see mystery planes right here. For example, if I type mystery plane, or mystery plane, mystery plane appears twice in the timestamps on YouTube. And if I go to here, mystery plane 9 times. So 9 times in this one. So you see much more timestamps in a Hive blockchain. Anyways, I want to go to the hurricane part. This is Earth's magnetic change shifted abruptly. So this one here, Earth's magnetic field abrupted, and then also Hurricane Aaron. I'll show you how it's shifted as well.
The Earth's magnetic field shifted abruptly with each WTC event.
This was recorded in Alaska. Ground-based magnetometers at 6 different locations.
Yes.
At precisely that moment, the Earth's magnetic field changed.
It seems this would include the Pentagon event and Shanksville.
The charts of Earth's magnetic field is plotted in terms of the horizontal component H, the vertical component Z, and the angle D between true north and magnetic north. No.
Yeah, also I'll make a note here. In the previous clip, I took it from what it was. I think it was 9/11 Alchemy, one of the ones by Chris Hampton. But I used an AI music remover because I didn't want any copyright. So I literally removed the music in the background. So that's why you see some like slight quiet split seconds. Anyways, I didn't want any music, copyright music. And then this one here, because Dr. Judy Wood didn't put her book online, so I actually did a scan. This is a scan of her. Well, actually, this is before I used my scanner. But anyways, I took a photo of her book, and then I used some AI to enhance it, and I did some Photoshop to fix it up because it's hard to get a photo from it. Anyways, So this one, I had to do some extra work to put this in there. So anyways, this HZD, this is just the magnetic strength on the different directions that you're comparing. So D is this angle. Yeah. D is the angle where magnetic north. Yeah, with magnetic north there. H, and then H is, again, that's pretty much the strength across on the towards magnetic north. And then the full one is I, the intensity with the direction. Anyways, Z is the down. The down component, and so on. Anyways. Split.
This magnetic field is plotted in terms of the horizontal component H, the vertical component Z, and the angle D between true north and magnetic north. Note the low variation for the day leading up to 9/11. All the magnetometer readings fluctuate greatly as the events of 9/11 unfold, including the biggest variation during the afternoon as Building 7 was turning to dust.
Yeah.
There
and also this note here, I'm trying to find the original stuff of all this. A lot of them are in the archives and so on, and you have to like download them all. They make it very, very hard for the mainstream just to get all this data. So and Judy Wood, when she was writing her book, yeah, she didn't archive a lot of this stuff and then make it easily accessible, like her work, how she compiled it all. But I was able to double check all of this, and that you can deduce that this is all original data, and this is all official data. But again, there's no just an easy just to find it and so on. I have some archive links you could sift through, but again, that's what my purpose is, to make it very, very easy to just get the official one and so on. But anyways, this is pretty.
There
good
was
data.
also
So this is a giant hurricane here, and I also put the steering direction of it on.
giant hurricane right off the coast of New York City on 9/11. Fumes from the WTC were also visible from space. Hurricane Aaron was heading directly towards New York City before being pushed to the right by a cold front on 9/11.
Yes, you can see it right there, and it turns. All right. And that was an interesting glitch, actually. If you look at it, if you go back, look how it glitches as well. There's a glitch with the screen, and then just goes to the right on that area. So that's an interesting. Is it possibly?
Weather data and Earth's magnetic field are plotted in sync. Note the sudden and linear drop of humidity from 80% just before the first impact to 40% just after the Twin Towers fell. Note also the gradually increasing air pressure until peaking when the South Tower fell, and then falling to a bottom when Building 7 fell. This coincides with a high-pressure cold front arriving from the west, just as Hurricane Aaron arrived from the east. Hurricane Aaron's wind speed, pressure, and distance from New York City are plotted. Aaron was closest to NYC on the morning of 9/11, with its distance, wind speed, and pressure being constant for each event.
If you look at the speed of the hurricane, the pressure of the eye of the hurricane, and its location for about 24 hours, 12 hours at either side of the events of 9/11, is constant. It's like a very controlled environment.
There was also a thunderstorm in New York City on the day before 9/11 on September 10th, 2001.
Yeah, so there's also a thunderstorm in the morning. The day before or the night before. And
in the morning of September 10th, there were strange cloud formations surrounding the Twin Towers.
Yeah, and this one here's the cover photo for 9/11 Alchemy that Chris Hampton had. And again, this is the morning, and you have these giant cloud formations for some reason. And this is taken from a boat.
Many buildings.
And then the next part I wanted to go is there was another part on it. I thought I had it there. This was here. You could see the hurricane here. This is the footage where there's that hole in the ground in New Jersey, just like 30-minute drive from the Twin Towers. So there's the Twin Towers. There's a helicopter in the air, and you could literally see. This is the morning of 9/11. You could see the hurricane
drive
bands
from the WTC.
Let's go back here. So you can see the bands of the hurricane right there. So you can see them right there, morning 9/11, and nobody's like, why is the reporter and all the news talking about there's a giant hurricane coming here?
I think they're going to be.
And even their helicopter footage is glitching out. Anyway, so that's that. And I want to go further. I want to go to Hurricane Aaron on Wiki. 2001 track. Okay, so there was a GIF that has this moving, actually, a time lapse of it. Okay, so here's the official of Hurricane Aaron path. So it goes like this. This is official from Wikipedia, and it goes all the way across there. and there it is up top there, and there is WTC. So it's like this close, and then it just went, and nobody's like freaking out on the news, and they're not trying to gain as many hits and so on, clicks to their news sources, because it's like they were told not to cover it, or they were told by the court meteorologist, like, don't worry about it. And again, notice how it's formed. It's formed September 1st, 2001, like on the day 9/1, and then all the way big. And its strongest was at 9/11, and most steady was 9/11, and then shifts away. Anyways, so that's that. So what I wanted to go over. Yeah, so incriminating. Yeah, so the hurricane one is like it just takes to another level. It's like, meanwhile, while Richard Gage is talking about non-existent thermite, or like Stephen Jones talking about paint-on thermite, or little chips of like thermite, or all this nonsense. There's a giant hurricane. There's literally a giant hurricane being steered, and they just don't even talk about it. It's like what is going on? There's a giant hurricane. All right, and also Geoengineering Watch. If you go to Geoengineering Watch, like the biggest mainstream control opposition, so Geoengineering Watch .org. This is the biggest one. Let's see how many visits they get. This is the biggest one, but again, visit only 45. It's the biggest one, but it's still tiny relative to any mainstream stuff. So if you go there, and if you go, you could do a site:" search. Site:" and then Hurricane Aaron. Do an exact search. Do it on pre-search, and let's see what it says here on yeah. So basically, the only reference for Hurricane Aaron, which is the most obvious geoengineering like evidence of all time, the most obvious is not on Geoengineering Watch. So what are you watching? Why are they not watching this? Okay, and then the only time that they mentioned Hurricane Aaron in 2017, they said Hurricane Aaron in lead up to 9/11 was minimal. Let's see here. I think this is a comment. These are both comments. And this is talking about Hurricane Irma. So the only place you can see Hurricane Aaron, yeah, the only place you can see Hurricane Aaron is literally in a comment. Someone's talking about, hey, look at Hurricane Aaron. Another one is another comment. Yeah, another comment. So there's a guy named Steve. Yeah, and this guy says, Dane, please take a look at Dr. Judy Wood's work and so on. So the biggest geoengineering alt media is literally doesn't talk about the most obvious geoengineering of all time. Like, these people should be in jail for treason, in my humble opinion. And speaking about disinfo agents, if you haven't seen I don't want to steer too much off into the conspiracy realm, but again, whenever you're dealing with reality, you always end up to that. So and also there's Ashton Forbes on Rumble. This guy here, the conscious resistance guy. So he's a big disinfo agent, Derek Bros. And so again, the name tells it right there. His goal is to resist consciousness. And he was told about 9/11, and then he tries to brush it off. He says, could it be that perhaps that some people don't think that do is a strong enough theory? Jones is obviously a gatekeeper, but not everyone is. This guy's literally, he was trying to defend Richard Gage. Again, you can easily chalk up differences of opinion as conspiracy if you like. And I asked him, what's your position on 9/11, Derek? What do you make of this photo? What caused entire towers to disappear at ground level? So I showed this before and after photo. And all he said was, we were lied to on 9/11. The official story is a lie. And I'm like, all right, what's next? Water is wet. Why does it show? Okay, let's see if it shows now. Okay, there it is. I said, what's next? Water is wet. Anyways, and then it keeps going on and on. The guy is an absolute clown show. So if you know Derek Bros, tell him stop being a lying disinfo agent and control opposition. So it's really weird. A lot of these guys are just really shady. Anyways, so that's this is the on the conspiracy side. Again, Hurricane Aaron. There's nothing else to it. It's literally. If you think it's natural, I really don't care what you say. But anyways, but back to how hurricanes are formed and how you can, let's say, manipulate them. How could you form them in geoengineering one? So, and I'm gonna basically go over that debunking Weather War 101 from Metabunk to see which one is more accurate. But I do Weather War 101 has some good ideas there. Like, I can't stress enough. Debunk or Metabunk here. So I'll put this is the Metabunk one because they do some math on it. Which is to see how much vapor you need to generate and so on. And we'll read some of this in a bit. But again, a Metabunk is also, again, controlled opposition. Will control mainstream. These are all controlled because they cover up 9/11. So, but again, to see what the actual truth is, you're going to see a mixture of the debunking sites and the main alt media people. And so anyways, so that's that. Before we get to that, I want to go open this one. So why does Florida get so much lightning? This was sent by... Jackson Rip Holmes sent me this. So anyways, and it shows some time lapse of similar water vapors forming. And this is at, let's see, it's talking about lightning, and then also how it was formed at certain areas. Okay, let's go back to, where was the phenomenon? However, okay, I'm going to play this. I'll read this right here. See, I think it was somewhere in there. Unique, okay, so lightning is one of the nature's most spectacular displays, illuminating the sky in brilliant flashes of light and color. In the United States, it strikes the ground more than 30 million times a year, any one of them carrying an unbelievable amount of energy. However, all this power is not evenly distributed across the country. There's one spot that seems to summon this incredible phenomenon more than anywhere else, the state of Florida. Interesting. So apparently Florida is going to be underwater in a few years. So on average, Central Florida sees the highest density of lightning strikes anywhere in the United States and ranks among the top globally. All this excess energy is caused by Florida's unique geography, which is ideally suited for thunderstorms. These storms are like nothing else on the planet in their frequency and variety. Lightning, hail, rainbows, sprites, tornadoes. I've seen it all here. This video explains why Florida gets so much thunderstorms each year, along with showcasing some of my greatest captures here. Again, so hopefully it doesn't do any copyright claims. So I'll play some of it. I'll try to interrupt every minute or so just to avoid, well, at least just so I can have some sort of leeway and say it's fair use. But anyways, let's play some of this.
Lightning is one of nature's most spectacular displays, illuminating the sky in brilliant flashes of light and color. In the United States, it strikes the ground more than 30 million times a year, any one of them carrying an unbelievable amount of...
Okay, yeah, so I'm just gonna go fast. I don't like the music in there. Okay, so I think it shows some formation here.
Florida in the southeastern United States.
Okay, let's go back here.
Incredible phenomena more than anywhere else. The state of Florida in the southeastern United States.
Yeah, so there's another part right here. So there's a giant formation time lapse, and this is just off the coast. This is in the water. Yeah, I believe that's in the water. Actually, where would it be? Is that the land? Because so this is the thing. Like, where is where? Well, I hate nobody just explains anything. So you can see a giant formation of clouds right there.
In the southeastern United States.
Giant formation there, and then those. I believe these are lightning. Then okay, those would be lightning. Okay, Job 37:90. Or 9 out of the south come the whirlwind and cold out of the north. Interesting. Eric Red is on his A game. Let's play this again.
In today's video, we are going to reveal the secrets behind this strange lightning hotspot. Why does Florida get so much lightning?
I hate to put music in the background. This is just for copyright claims. I don't know if it's a copyright or not. Anyways, let's see where the hotspots are.
To understand why Florida gets so much lightning, we must first understand its geography. The state of Florida is a peninsula surrounded on 3 sides by water: the Atlantic Ocean to the east, the Florida Straits to the south, and the Gulf of Mexico to the west. In the summertime, all 3 of these bodies of water heat up and release lots of moisture into the air. This hot and humid tropical air is unstable and wants to rise through the atmosphere. The more unstable...
Okay, so yeah, I want to avoid copyright, so I'm just gonna read this text. Unstable wants to raise above that. I'll put the transcript on. Actually, it's okay. I just hate copyright so much. Like, that's why I tell everybody you can use my videos any way you want, monetize. I really don't care. And so as long as you put a link to the original, if you can. Let's play this. I'll just keep playing it. Oh, if it's copyright, it's copyright. I have it recording. I'll just upload it anywhere else. Anyways.
Stable this warm, buoyant air is, the more forcefully that air is going to want to rise. As the air rises, the water within it begins to condense into clouds and releases energy, causing the air to rise even more until it hits a point in the atmosphere where it can no longer rise, called the tropopause. A thunderstorm is born.
Oh yeah, so basically it goes that high. Let's go back again. So when you have, yes, you have that. I think that was the. It's like the hot air. It goes up and it's automatically condenses into giant clouds.
Through the atmosphere. The more unstable this warm, buoyant air is, the more forcefully that air is going to want to rise. As the air rises, the water within it begins to condense into clouds and releases energy, causing the air to rise even more until it hits a point in the atmosphere where it can no longer rise, called the tropopause. A thunderstorm is born.
Yeah, so the tropopause is when it can't rise anymore, so it just goes laterally there, and that's just a giant thunderstorm. Oh, that's how you define a thunderstorm.
These conditions that are conducive to thunderstorms are present for a large portion of the year here in Florida, with some spots seeing more than 100 days of thunderstorms each year. However, this doesn't fully explain why all these storms seem to just magically happen here. There's one more ingredient we are missing.
Oh, this was, yeah, the sea breeze effect. Okay, that's the one I wanted to...
Every
look at.
morning when the sun rises, it causes an interesting physical phenomena to occur called a sea breeze. The sea breeze is a thermally generated wind that forms due to the different rates of heating between water and land. The land heats up faster in the daytime than the water does, resulting in the air above the land becoming less dense than the air above the water. This difference in pressure causes air from the water to start flowing inland as a front.
Alright, yeah, so basically the land heats up faster, and then the water is, it's going to be less pressure, it goes up. This one going to shift over there, sea breeze effect. Alright.
One of the most important ingredients in the formation of thunderstorms is a source of lift to get the warm, moist air near the surface to start rising. As the sea breeze front starts to move inland, it forces the warm, moist air in front of it upward like a mini cold front. This provides a source of lift for the unstable air along the front, and numerous thunderstorms begin to form. Looking at a radar reflectivity scan, you can see all the thunderstorms forming along the sea breeze boundary as it pushes inland.
Okay, so around that boundary, you have the cold air coming in from the basically around the whole penicillin, or whatever peninsula. I forgot how to pronounce it. But anyways, around Florida, all the landmass, you have the cold fronts coming in, and then helps push that warm air rising up even higher up. It's higher pressure pushing it up, and I have a bunch of lightning there in the middle. And then you can see these time lapses. This is what I want to see. So you can have these giant formations, all without the power plant stuff that the guy was talking about.
These sea breezes occur...
But it's still along the land there. Oh, Peninsula. Evade money. Okay, let's go. Peninsula. Yeah, peninsula. Okay, so peninsula. We got the pronunciation. Yeah, so if you're seen my videos for a while, you'll know that I have the worst pronunciation imaginable. I gave up trying to pronounce properly years ago. I remember in high school, I couldn't pronounce derivative for like literally for months, and then I just get then suddenly like a year later I realized how to do it. Like I was derivative. Okay, so that's again when you teach math, the longer you realize how to say derivative. But again, it took me literally a year to pronounce derivative properly. All right. Eric Red says, in the El Derocho of 2012, I've seen a persistent purple ball lightning. It stayed in the storm, a constant whirling purple ball of lightning. It was one of the scariest things I've ever seen. Wow, that's epic. So you actually witnessed ball lightning. Guys, play some more.
So regularly that it is common for areas along the coast to get thunderstorms nearly every day at around this.
Yeah, so you can see here is a time lapse of that area, just literally getting a giant cloud formation. See this again? Okay, you have it from the satellite view.
These sea breezes occur so regularly that it is common for areas along the coast to get thunderstorms nearly every day at around the same time of day, usually in the early afternoon.
Yeah, so that's this rapid formation there.
Sometimes, if the conditions are just right, the sea breezes from both the east and west coast of the state can smash into each other. These sea breeze collisions can violently force the air between them upward, generating much more intense thunderstorms that are capable of generating severe weather and even short-lived tornadoes, along with some truly spectacular displays of lightning. Whenever this happens near sunset, it's truly something incredible to witness. The entire horizon will fill with brilliant flashes of light and color. One of those magic moments here in Florida. We got some big complex going up right at sunset. And now look at this, now that it's, I think, astronomical twilight now. This is incredible. Look at all this lightning. Under these complexes of storms is an excellent place to watch for some of the most erratic and beautiful lightning strikes Florida has to offer.
Holy, these are absolutely amazing.
On clear, moonless nights, keep a watchful eye over the tops of distant storms for dim red flashes of light. These red discharges are called sprites and belong to a strange group of phenomena known as transient luminous events.
Okay, there's that weird flashes of red there. Okay. Random luminous event. Again, similar to 9/11, they all have these similar stuff that are happening. Again, like on the Pentagon had that weird red formation.
Welcome
Okay.
to Florida in July and August. It's way too hot outside,
Okay.
but that does mean we get to see that coming in over there, which is always nice. So it's not too bad. Getting a little sunburnt out here, but I think it'll be worth it.
All right. Yeah. Epic
Bad,
video there. So
but
hopefully, it doesn't mind
Spent
using
clear.
the footage. And going back to these weird transient stuff there. Again, all stuff lead to 9/11. Let's go back to the transient stuff.
These red discharges are called sprites and belong to a strange group of phenomena known as transient luminous events.
Okay, go back here. I'm gonna go back one. Yeah. Okay. There's a weird formation there. I'll try to make it. I hate YouTube's thing. It just covers up. I hate how this thing covers up the screen. Like, why do they do that? So there it is. Yeah. So you see that one there. These weird stuff there. Again, it reminds me of 9/11. Everything reminds me of 9/11. They go to the Pentagon. Yeah, Pentagon fuming. I think this was.
You say something very important.
No, this is at the Pentagon one. Pentagon glitching. Where is the? Okay, so this is why you have to use the full timestamps here. Let's go to the Pentagon. Yeah, so seismic signals, mystery formation. Yeah, so mystery formation of the 2306. So we go to the 2306. That's why I use it at full timestamps. That's why I did the timestamp. So also has a very similar.
Back to you in the studio.
Okay, there's a weird formation right here on the 9/11 one. You're gonna see one after the. So there's that weird blurry UFO there, and then you're gonna see a weird mystery formation right there. Yeah, there it is. So it's like another transient. You got some weird static stuff there. Can we harness without melting? Yeah. There's again, lightning strikes is very, very interesting. If you haven't seen this one here, let's go to my Telegram. Lightning, or before we even go, yeah, lightning cold fusion. So this one is a real document, real letter in 1751. U.S. founding father Benjamin Franklin wrote about the ball lightning strikes being able to melt metal without heat, and called it cold fusion. So this experiment and observations on electricity made at Philadelphia in America by Mr. Benjamin Franklin, and communicated in several letters to Mr. M. P. Colson of London, FRS, London, printed and sold by E. Cave at St. John's Gate, 1751. Right? Metals are often melted by lightning, though perhaps not from heat. So we're saying metals are not melted from heat, from conventional heat in the lightning, nor altogether from agitated fire in the metals, for as whatever body can insinuate itself between the particles of metal and overcome the attraction by which they cohere, as sun-dry menstrue can. Interesting. I think it's some meat or something. Anyways, I always wanted to know what sun-dry menstrue was, but I never bothered looking at it. We will go here. Sun-dry menstrue. Define. What in the world is sun-dry menstrue? What? We're not going there. We're not going menstruation. Oh no, I think it is what it is. Yeah, I think that was talking about menstruation. I think that was. Anyways, we'll go back to this one here. Benjamin Franklin. I'll try to sun dry. Okay, I'm gonna go. I think he was talking about that. Okay, I will say. I take ChatGPT. I'm into Grok right here. I'm thinking these founding fathers are fallen angels or Nephilim. What else explains the deification of them? Washington obelisk. Yeah, possibly. In the Washington, in the Capitol building has the rotunda, literally called the deification of the George Washington in the memorial or the painting above. Anyways, let's go. What does sun dry menstrue mean in this paragraph? Again, this is why AI taking over the world. But hopefully, the InLeo AI will have it. It's eventually InLeo AI on Hive blockchains. I'll be using that instead of this centralized monopoly here. So metals are often melted by that, perhaps for whatever body can insinuate themselves, such as menstrual. In the context paragraph you provided, sun-dry menstrual refers to various solvents or liquids that can dissolve or chemically interact with other substances. Here, the menstrua is an archaic term for solvents or menstruums, which are liquids used in chemistry to dissolve other substances or facilitate chemical reactions. The term sun-dry means various or diverse, so sun-dry menstrual essentially means different kinds of solvents. Paragraphs discussing how metals can be melted or fused, suggesting that this can happen not just through heat, but also through chemical means where solvents can infiltrate between the metals particles, weakening their cohesion, much like how electricity or lightning might cause a similar effect of repelling the particles apart. All right, so there it is. And again, this is official document, Gutenberg.org, and this is an ebook. But again, this is the official. They put that full book there. Anyways, go back to here. All right, so metals are often melted by lightning, though perhaps not from heat in the lightning, nor altogether from agitated fire in the metals. For as whatever body can insinuate into itself between the particles of metal and overcome the attraction by which they cohere, as sun-dry menstrual can, or just various solvents can, will make the solid become a fluid as well as fire, yet without heating it. So the electrical fire or lightning creating a violent repulsion between the particles of the metal. It passes through the metal's fuse. So basically, it's doing some sort of electrochemical reaction there, or possibly nuclear, low energy nuclear reactions on it. And then he says, if you would by a violent fire melt off the end of the nail, which is half driven into a door. So they're saying a violent fire melts the nail. The heat given the whole nail before a part would melt. Must burn the board it sticks on. So if you're using regular fire and you have a nail and wood, you need to burn the whole wood to melt the fire. And the melted part would burn the floor it dropped on. But if a sword could be melted in the scabbard, so you're saying during lightning strikes, you could have literally a sword just melt inside your little holder there. And money in a man's pocket by lightning. Money in a man's pocket by lightning without burning it. It's either it must be a cold fusion. Okay, so you got Benjamin Franklin. The guy with the lightning kites and so on. Yeah, I think he was that. It was Benjamin Franklin. I think he was the kite guy. Yeah, he's the one who did the kite experiment. So Benjamin Franklin is the one doing the kite experiment. So he's dealt with lightning and so on. And imagine him doing this, and all of a sudden the coins in his pockets melt. So cold fusion, literally been around 1751 minimum. So in other words, 9/11 is this an expectation, or is expected to happen, because you got literally advanced tech covered up for centuries. Because Benjamin Franklin knows about that and writing about it, and then all of a sudden nobody else writes about it anymore. You know something's up. All right, so that's that. I'm gonna start standing up now. I'm gonna increase my standing desk. All right, I'm back. Hurricanes are formed by the U.S. military-industrial complex. Sorry, I'm late. Yeah, that's how 9/11 revisits. Yes, yeah, for sure. I'm just looking at the technical stuff because I want to go over the Metabunk one on the weather warfare just to see if it makes sense. No way they try. Well, the thing is, did you see 9/11? Okay, so this guy here debunked weather war manufactured storm systems. So this was June 25th, 2014. It's way back. So I thought I'd post a little debunking weather war 101 on the heels of a response he made to threats by those he influences in an ebook he released. In a response to threats by those okay, what's this guy talking about threats? Anyways, just give me the info. One of the claims made by Weather War 1 is that there's not enough water vapor in the atmosphere to account for any of the weather we see. However, the water vapor loops he uses in his own videos clearly show water vapor drawn up from the Gulf of Mexico. Matthew Solutions, hope you told people I found this info. Humans still can't pump the energy required. Anyways, well, it's got Eric Red. You're not talking about 9/11. 9/11 shows we're dealing with something magic. Anyways, enough debating about whether whether the government can do or can't do stuff. It's just, you're not gonna get anywhere. Because we already know 9/11 exposes anything's possible. Pharaoh Magi can't touch it. Anyways, Chris talking in sorcery now. All right. So anyways, the one I want to look at is the if I could just find original data. So anyways, so one of the claims made by Weather War 101 is that there's not enough water vapor in the atmosphere to account for any of the weather we see. However, the water vapor loops he uses in his own videos clearly show water vapor drawn up from the Gulf of Mexico and or the Atlantic Ocean. He also failed to utilize any relevant weather data other than radar and satellite images. Weather 101 claims there is no natural weather, says the perpetrators are committing crimes against humanity while focusing on deadly storm systems. Yet he ponders why any of its followers would make threats towards these weird threat stuff. Just enough of that mainstream debunking nonsense. I don't. It's probably all just scams. Anyways, this was the video here at Nebraska. Let's see that. Again, he has the same music there. I hate it. He doesn't talk. It's just annoying. Okay. There's some rotation there.
Nebraska, and officials estimate that as
let's play this one here, and then to see what the debunking says.
As many as
this was 2014, 3-day tornado storm, no natural weather, and he has a book there. I think it's a book. Let's see it. So if you haven't bought it, I'll see what the reviews are says. So I want to get him on the show. I think I may have emailed him or not. Good afternoon, Tammy's in the show. So if you can get Weather War on the show. Oh, okay. But then, and then he's with Sophia Smallstorm. Okay. So this one apparently Andrew Johnson and Metal Miner say that is a controlled opposition person here. So Sophia Smallstorm is that. Where's the 1-star here? I do want to check. Okay, I can't even access my own account. Absolutely ridiculous. Just come on. What in the world? What is it? Okay. Save. Oh, that was the .com one. No wonder. Okay. Let's see what it says. While coal may create some pollution, the purpose is mostly to provide electricity power. It goes out of the way so they no longer see any clouds when he looks up the sky. Anyways. Oh, he's talking about, the organ. Okay, so no, organ is real. Okay, anyway, this person's an anti-organ. Okay. So anyways, nobody's given anything. This is the best introduction on how weather is scientifically manipulated and controlled. Okay, I want to play this one here. So 6/18/14. Yeah, let's speed this up. And
top story, a new round of powerful storms is in the works after those rare dual tornadoes slammed into the small town of Pilger, Nebraska. NBC's John Yang is there this morning. John, good morning. How does it look?
Good morning, Savannah. Well, this is what most of this little town looks like this morning. Took a direct hit from one of the two tornadoes that raked across northeastern Nebraska. And officials estimate that as many as 3/4 of all the structures in this town flattened, splintered like this. There have been 16 people critically injured, at least one person killed, a 5-year-old child. Rare twin twisters caught on camera carving up farmland outside Pilger, Nebraska.
Oh, dear God.
Storm chasers captured the moment when a tornado hit the town.
It's ripping up a whole town.
In that moment, this town, a self-described rural community of 378 people, became a disaster area.
Huge. There was two of them, one back over here and one coming right at us.
The tornado went right down Main Street, tossing telephone poles and demolishing buildings.
The northeast part of town are all severely damaged beyond repair.
A striking example, before and after photos of the town's middle school. The windows blown out by the twister, part of the second floor ripped away. One woman hid in the basement of her farmhouse with 3 family members. They survived but don't know if the home can be salvaged.
you're just kind of in a state of shock because you can't believe that it can be gone so fast.
Some storm chasers got dangerously close.
That's crazy.
As a tornado crossed the road right in front of them, revealing another twister.
There's the other tornado.
Emergency response crews will be on the scene here in Pilger today, and so will the National Guard, helping these people stunned by sudden loss. Residents will be coming back here. The town's been sealed off overnight. They'll be coming back to see what's left of their town and try to live up to their slogan, the little town too tough to die.
Let's get to our top story on a Wednesday morning.
Okay. See when he starts showing stuff. Okay. So anyway, yeah, that was a pretty devastating tornado there, or hurricane. Tornado storm 3 days in the middle of like U.S. and Nebraska. Okay. Let's play here. Unidentified material moving independently of prevailing wind. Time to intersect with. Let's go back here. Okay, and I'm gonna put, because the guy doesn't talk through it, so, and he just has music. So like here, yeah, he just has music. Let's see what he shows here. Unidentified material moving independent of prevailing wind. So you're saying that, yeah. So it looks like there's a blue thing there. But again, it could just be some weird weather pressure system. Okay, so what is he saying? Okay, WV Gen, and again, the fact that he's dealing with Sophia Smallstorm, he did a decent video on Sandy Hook, but I was told that this is a person's disinfo agent based on Andrew Johnson and methyl minor. And so again, obviously, yeah, so if you're not talking about 9/11 as much as anywhere near me or 9/11 revisionist, then you got some issues if you're in alt media. All right, so that's that. Continue. I'm gonna continue further here. So this guy's saying superheated water vapor generation in place in where's the spots though? Okay, where is the is there the red? Here it doesn't explain stuff. Just put it in properly and then use like basic English. And again, to show for those who are unaware why I even entertained this person's particular theory over others, because he has talked about Hurricane Aaron, but I also have seen the let's go to MES, YouTube MES. But I have seen some weather formation stuff here. But the thing is that when you talk about scale, hurricane scale, okay, it's like I just want to go to my thingy. YouTube. Okay, now if you go to NASA. So I had this. This is a NASA space shuttle, and this is it. I did a time lapse 10x speed of this NASA space shuttle. They're doing a test of their space shuttle engine, and it can literally create a giant cloud. So here, there it is, and it's gonna run soon. And basically all it does is take oxygen gas and hydrogen gas and mix it together, and you get water, water vapor, and it expands rapidly into water. So if there was some artificial cloud formation at a big scale, it'd be something, I would think it's something like this with probably even advanced tech. This is basic tech. Imagine they're using some sort of cold fusion like tech. And so on. Okay, I think I had a... Okay. Yeah. Yeah, so the thing is, I definitely think there's something to this. But probably, again, using more advanced cold fusion instead of using all this energy. Like, all of this just to combine the gases together. And or even get the gases separated, and probably do a colder setup there. Okay. I do 10x soon. This is normal x speed. I'll just mute it. So this is normal x speed. Yeah, the noise is the same. Okay, now now you're gonna see. I think I do a 10x soon. No, it is 10x. It is 10x. Never mind. So this is 10x speed. So every second is 10 seconds. And I'm making it faster. I'm speeding it up. Oh no, that was normal speed. Never mind. Sorry guys, I forgot to do that. It's been a while since I've seen this video. So this is all normal speed. Okay, this is all normal speed. It becomes 10x speed when I write 10x speed. This is normal speed. Okay, now it's 10x speed. Now it's 10x speed. Eric, I see humans try. No, this is just a space shuttle engine test. They're not even trying, but they just do it. And also, Eric, like I'm pretty sure you've seen the Hurricane Aaron video. So it's like, what's your opinion on Hurricane Aaron before we can entertain your downplaying of possible tech? Every time, parents said every time NASA send up a space shuttle, it'd rain the next week up East Coast. Interesting. Yeah, because they do have exhaust a huge amount of water vapor. Alright, and then Eric Rest's shuttle program is a rain program. Yeah, that is true, but also think, what's that thing on the ground doing the same thing? Which thing on the same ground? This one? Or the ones in the cooling towers? This one is a space shuttle engine test. Yeah, Eric read, that's a good, that do speculation video I emailed all the 9/11. YouTube already flagged it as hate speech, gave me a strike. The video was a joke. Video was said as unloaded as YouTube is a joke. Yeah, definitely. And again, that's why I keep saying, get on 3Speak. You don't need to worry. And then as a backup, like 3Speak, because Rumble will eventually do its thing. But again, yeah, Rumble, and also Rumble, for example, like the mainstream people, they have it's already viewed as a right-wing one, so it's like just a right-wing setup there. But then 3Speak, you get earned crypto. So like these people posting, some of these ones making lots of cash money in there. This post $147, and it's just buying an ice cream machine with HBD. Okay, whenever you have anything that promotes Hive, you get a whole bunch of votes up there. This guy bought an ice cream machine and got paid with HBD, and it got paid 147, half that, like $80 or $60. No, 75 USD. That's absolutely amazing. All right. So get on Hive, and I haven't had a chance to look at that do speculation one. I'll have a look later. Yeah, there's test engine. Anyways, so this is building this one here, but again, even this one looks a lot, but the scale of actual hurricanes, because when you're looking at the satellite footage, you're looking at multiple towns, all multiple, like entire states covered in cloud vapor. Humans would love for other humans to control. They can control hurricanes. Anyways, yeah, would love for other humans to think they can control. It's like Eric, if you keep talking about thinking like saying that they can't control and ignore 9/11, then I just don't know what to say. Anyways, so just don't comment anymore. But they can't do it. I'll just put you in mute unless you talk about Hurricane Aaron. NHI factor. Anyways, non-human interference factor. Anyways, that's a bit next level. So again, keep that to yourself. Here, when I say people control, I don't really. Whoever's running the world is controlling. I don't care if it's humans or fake humans, robots, AI. But when I say the government's not whoever you think is in power. But nonetheless, the government is whatever you think that, like is has capabilities of controlling the weather. Anyways, non-human intelligence, whatever. It's probably. I think. Anyways, this is enough. Enough, Eric. Enough spam. It's just too much. Just calm it down. It's like we're talking about. It's like we all know the context. Okay, the government can control the weather. It's there's no debate about it, or at least to some degree. And now you're doing a plot twist like, oh no, it's actually non-human intelligence. Like, shut up. Just okay. The government, whoever's running it can control the weather. Okay, and the question is, there's a science to control it. So when you're saying humans can try, what do you mean humans can try? there's a blueprint. 9/11 is a blueprint. So anyways, don't distract me from with your weird stuff. They've all been manipulating weather since the late 1800s. Yeah, that is true. But the question is, what's actual mechanics? And you can see a whole lot of patents, weather patents. And there's even mainstream ones that confirm that they're controlling in some degrees. So here's a list of 100 patents of weather modification. I don't trust people. Anyways, I don't trust you, Eric. We're talking about non-human intelligence, trying to mix that up with 9/11. When there's clearly companies being sued, in the Ketam cases, for psyops and weather manipulation and all this stuff. They controlled the snow in Pensacola today. Watery. Okay, watery is asking questions. That's a good question. Double check. But anyways, these are a whole bunch of patents on cloud seeding and so on, freezing nucleation and weather modification. And this is like just infinite amounts of patents and patents. What's the latest one on this one? It's 2013 charged seed cloud as a method for increasing particle collisions. And also China did China hurricane or weather modification for Olympics. I think they made it sure that it was always yeah. Okay. Beijing. There's a they can padding out. It doesn't. Anyways, Eric. Enough, Eric. Enough, Eric. Please. Otherwise, you get muted for 5 minutes. I told you, last warning. Enough of this absolute weird nonsense. Okay. Anyways, here's the Beijing Weather Modification Office. So the Beijing Weather Modification Office, yes, it's like when you tell them here, 9/11 was had a hurricane steered. He's like, oh no, it's actually non-human intelligence. All right, silence is golden. Okay, just keep it to yourself, Eric. Stop sidetracking. First steering of hurricanes was Operation Sirius, 1947. Yeah, definitely. Eric would say it's actually non-humans did that. Even though humans wrote that paper and documents and built it all. Anyways, the weather modification. Have you seen flying to the subways, December 11 commercial? No, I haven't seen that. We'll say those conspiracy stuff. But anyways, so Weather Modification Office, this is on Wikipedia, is a unit of the Beijing Meteorological Bureau tasked with weather control in Beijing. What are we reading right now? This is absolutely epic. There's a commercial. Flying to subway, December 11th. Interesting. And then, okay, so it was the U.S. Navy. Yeah, so U.S. Navy. Yeah. So anyways, the Beijing Weather Modification Office form a part of China's nationwide weather control effort, believed to be the world's largest. It employs 37,000 people nationwide to seed clouds by firing rockets and shells with silver iodide into them, according to Sang Qing, head of the office. Cloud seeding increased precipitation in Beijing by about 1/8 in 2004. Nationwide, similar efforts added 210 cubic kilometers of rain between 1995 and 2003. So they're adding about 1/8. Yeah, 1/8. So the increase about 1/8. That's over 10%. So increase it by over 10%. Of the rain in China is because of weather modification. All right, so they increased the rain by 10%, more than 10%. All right, because 1 in 10 is 10%, 1 in 8 is more. So this is absolutely ridiculous. It's like okay, the office is largely aimed at hailstorm prevention or making rain to end droughts. They also have induced precipitation for purposes of firefighting, for interacting or counteracting the effect of severe dust storms, as they did in the aftermath of one storm. In April 2006, we dropped 30,000 tons of dust. Look at James SB, late 1800s. Yeah, we'll have a chance. Send me some links. This is the thing. With YouTube, you can't put links there. If you're on InLeo, go on Hive, post a link there, and I'll open it up. I just take so much time to do that. So anyways, guys, I don't know how to I don't know how to keep telling you guys. Just go on InLeo. If you want links, you go here on the Threadcast. This updates live. This guy's first guy to comment, but he's a big user there. And I upvoted him, and he gets he made 3.5 cents. I get 3 cents for his, or 3.5. So there's 7 cents of his tweet, just a reply to mine. He gets there's 7 cents shared. I get half. He gets half. It's whoever votes on it. So you can also vote on it and also get some as well, because I voted. And you could also put links there, and you could own your data. Nobody can delete it. YouTube can't hide your stuff. It's all there, and so on. And don't need to worry about any of this. And so anyways, post there, and I'll share stuff. 10% for the big guy. All right, so all right, that is true. All right, so we give 10%. We give 10% to Joe Biden. All right, going further. Okay, this work at this one here. Basically to counter. So the office is mainly to counter effect the severe dust storms as they did in the aftermath of one storm in April 2006, which dropped 300,000 tons of dust and sand on the city and was believed to have been the largest in 5 years. Their technology was also used to create snow on New Year's Day in 1987. Create snow on New Year's Day 1987. Or other proposed features uses for induced precipitation include lowering temperatures in summer in hopes of reducing electricity consumption. More prominently, they were enlisted by the Chinese government to ensure that the 2008 Summer Olympics were free of rain by breaking up clouds headed towards the capital and forcing them to drop rain on outlying areas instead. Obviously created a snowstorm in November 2009. we got literally official. It's just like common sense now. They just control the weather. This reminds me of the so notice this Beijing Weather Modification Office. If you tell someone the weather's being controlled, they'll say you're conspiracy something. But I'm like, there's really not China office here. All right, this is China. This isn't even this is China doing it, but obviously America's doing it on a I would say on they try to at least make it seem like the public doesn't know. But America's doing it on also big scale as well. Hurricane Aaron is a big one. All right, so that's that, and then the other one it reminds me of the Department of Censorship. Of Censorship World War II wiki. So it's like this Department of Weather Modification. There's literally hey, that's pretty good. 37 employees or 37,000 employees are justified. That's it's something to it. All right, and so going back here, so the Office of Censorship. The U.S. literally had an Office of Censorship during the World War II. To basically aid in censorship of all communications coming into and out of the United States, including its territories and Philippines. So it's like, what is going on here? They literally have, they literally have censors, and now they even have promotions that say, "Thanks, Ike, for these censors." These people are literally censoring information, and everyone's cheering it on. All right, so it's like again, we're in the absolute matrix right here. All right, what else? I put the link in Telegram. Okay, Telegram's there. Let's check it out. Where do you put the link? In Telegram. Is it in here? Yeah, you can also put links here as well. So James Pollard, SB. Okay, epic stuff. Yeah, great stuff. Always send links there. So send links anywhere. But again, put on in Leo. So promotes Hive. Okay, so there's a link. Also, that's live. I'll do it for you as well. Put user. I'll put you as an as a moderator. I trust you as a basically any 9/11 Avenger. I'll put you as a standard moderator, and there should be a button to search up. I can't even do that. Okay, so I can't do that. So what I'll do is I'll go here. I'll add. So any of the 9/11 Avengers, I'll put you as a standard moderator, and then that's live. You can post links now on YT. Yeah, you can post links now. Oh, that's life. Okay, I get that wrong. Yeah, that's life. Yes, you can put links like 9/11 Revisionist. Put links. Sorry, I need to make you a moderator to put it. So, anyways, we'll go back to here. So, James Pollard, SB, or the Storm King, May 9th, 1785 to January 24, 1860, was a U.S. meteorologist. SB developed a convention theory of storms, explaining it in 1836 before the American Philosophical Society and in 1840 before the French Académie des Sciences. He became meteorologist right here. Okay, I'm knighted. Okay, that's life is knighted. Yep. He became meteorologist to the war in 1842, etc. He developed the use of telegraph in assembling weather observation data by which he studied the progress of storms, laid the basis of scientific. Anyways, where's the storms that he's forming? What do you think they generate those tornadoes? Are they testing the weapons or using something? But the thing is, I want to know the exact mechanics, and the main reason is because I have some suspicions that Geoengineering Watch is, which I mean, Weather War 101 is limited hangout. Again, not talking about like advanced tech. He's just saying it's all cooling towers doing the vapor. Anyways, I'm going to continue back to this vapor one. So what was about the SB one? This is the weather guy. Illustration from an account manager, and when one sprout forming tends to generate others in its neighborhood. So okay. Anyways, that's an epic drawing there. Water spouts. Okay, I'm gonna close some stuff to ease up on this stuff here. We get a bunch of these comments. Okay, this one here, I got a comment right here. Someone saying stuff. Okay, then it's French. The nuclear reaction involved had nothing to do with mini nukes, gelatin, E-team, were not Israeli or nothing to do with explosive. Yeah, there's 9/11 is so much disinfo out there and so on. What's this guy saying here? Theory of plane shadow was debunked by, it was quoted in the front Matique program. Following the debate from afar, it is difficult to come with theories. Your book presents theories that have been debunked many times by those who have dug into the facts. Anyways, yeah, this is the French 9/11 Avenger. Explosive cyclogenesis and bomb cyclone. Yeah, the bomb cyclone was pretty interesting when there was a bomb cyclone tornado or whatever. Why do you think they generate those tornadoes? Are they testing weapons? Well, also because you got there's the thing that's happening is climate change is the big narrative, and again you need everybody to get away from small towns, get into cities, and then all in using the carbon footprint mumbo jumbo and digital IDs to track and trace every single thing in the world so that bad stuff doesn't happen. All right. Set fire to the rain. All right, let's go. I got some music there. All right. And then the other part is, again, it's part of their world control grid side up there. It's similar to COVID. It's like, what's the point of COVID? Well, you get everyone digital. Yeah, now you're doing Zoom meetings. You get everything digital. You have tighter control on the entire population. Similar 9/11, you increase the security state, so you go to the airports and it gets searched. Everything gets tracked and traced, all because of Osama bin Laden somehow like creating holographic projectiles and advanced satellite based or possibly space-based and land-based directed energy weapons to turn towers and stuff. So all because Osama bin Laden has advanced tech, we have to go and get strip search at the airport. Anyways, similar to with these weather stuff's happening, and now you have Trump, who's super anti-climate change by perception, but by just narrative, but he's all the same thing. So now what's going to happen is you're going to have an increase of these psyops, or of these weathers. Weather's going to just get worse and worse, and Trump's going to be the fall guy. And then so for the next administration, which I think will be a North American Union, with Kamala Harris might be the new Merkel, Angela Merkel. She'll be like where she was like the head of Germany, and Germany's like the head of the EU. So now you'll have, I think the next one's going to be Kamala Harris, once Trump becomes... basically goes anti-climate change, and basically, every small business closed at our local one. Yeah, that's another one. I'm more of a Victor Schauberger guy myself. Yeah, Victor Schauberger is epic stuff. I did one video there. If you haven't seen my experiments there, MES experiments. If you haven't seen my Victor Schauberger experiment right here, I copied his rising egg one. So if you haven't seen it, I made a series of these rising egg experiments, 38, 39, and 40, and I used the water stirrer. This one I made it so that it's without, I used magnetic stir.
Victor Schauberger's rising egg experiment in reverse with a magnetic stir. The ping pong ball is 26.6.
Yeah, so anyways, I showed that ping pong ball goes slower. Yeah, so basically an egg with a broad side moves through a vortex much faster. So you'll have, so if I rotate here, I'm rotating this one. This is the broadside. This is the broadside's down, the broadside up. This is the ping pong ball. And here, and I have a magnetic stir at the bottom. So magnetic stir, this one goes down first, goes down, and I do this like 10 times so that it's, and the ping pong ball still hasn't gone down. And I do this 10 times so that I avoid random chance. This is just minimize the error, and it goes down again, and so on. So yeah, definitely watch this video if you haven't seen it. And then this is the first one. I also did the separate times. So basically, it goes down 40% faster than the ping pong ball, and faster than this egg on the reverse side. All right. So for those who haven't seen my Victor Schauberger replicated his book, that's how the trout goes up the waterfall. Yeah, something like that. Yeah, the trout goes up. Again, it's similar to that setup there. All right, and yeah, the shape of it matters, but also its motion and so on. Okay, so I'm gonna go back into this Gene Drinking Watch. Okay, so this guy, I think he did something, but again, it's so hard to follow, and it's probably on purpose. Okay, what is going on here? So now I'm gonna go back to that MetaBunk debunking, the mainstream debunking of it. Welcome to browse back to browse. I'll have to browse the back catalog. Yeah, for sure. Double check all of this, and I mean not double check. Just go have a look at my MES experiments. So a lot of people talk about advanced tech and so on. Some of these experiments are literally impossible, like by mainstream. The gyro ones are the ones that are impossible. Like this one is literally as anti-gravity, as anti-reality as it gets, but it's very small. Like it's not gonna get you any power. It's not gonna power your house. But this will lead to little UFOs. This is like one of the best evidence for UFOs for free energy for advanced tech. Is that this little tiny thingy is indescribable by mainstream physics. Again, for those who haven't seen it, let's play this right here. Yeah, flat Earth matters when they're faking Mars. They're interesting. All right, so then we got flat Mars, guys. Okay, this one here, gyro rides on its own, but if you have counterweight, it goes down. So if counterweight wants to push it up and goes down.
62 degrees below the vertical position. The gyroscope on the right is 2 degrees below the horizontal position and has a counterweight.
All right. So what's going to happen here, guys? Alright, so what's going to happen here? This is a gyro. It's hanging. There's nothing supporting it. This one has a counterweight supporting it. It's on a string. What's going to happen? Okay. Whoops. This one's going to rise. This one's going to fall. Okay. And again, 9 likes, 380 views 2 months ago. In one of the most bombshell. I combined these 2 experiments from my earlier ones just to compare it. This is one of the most reality-changing experiments. It's like, this is like as big as Hutchinson effect. It's showing you that in terms of just debunking mainstream. Because this one's so obvious and right in your face. Hudson one, you have to at least trust he's doing it right. But again, once you talk to him and you've seen all my videos, it's 100%, all his videos are real. And it's the real thing. But anyways, so this went down, that went up. Oh, this one's going up. Yeah, so... And I stopped this was at its peak, that's why I stopped it. Now this one's going up on its own. So if you want to have some activism, go to a PhD mechanical engineer or physicist, go to university and show them this video and be like, hey, can you explain this video? Can you explain this? And if they say yes, slap them because they can't explain it. There isn't even a like this isn't even told how it's possible. Like, they don't even know how this is possible. Or I mean, the mainstream doesn't even know this is possible. That's what I mean. So if you go if you take physics, get a PhD in it, you'll never come across this. Because even when you learn by gyroscopes, you'll never know that this is possible. Because this is you go to Wikipedia, they don't even know that this is possible. Let's go to Wiki Gyro. So what I just showed you was rising and falling on its own, and is able to lift the counterweight. So when you go look at gyroscopes on Wikipedia, all they have is just regular precession. It just goes around in a circle, and this is also fake too, because this is assuming that there's friction at the base. If you literally remove all friction at the base, it will still do the same thing. So it's like obviously magic. And then the only kind of motion it has is nutation. It just goes up and down. They don't talk about it going up on its own, completely on its own, or down if you have a counterweight. And again, going stress is enough. It's lifting a counterweight. This one is lifting itself. This one is going down randomly to lift a counterweight. So. And then when you talk about, so this is like where my whole life changed. It's like no one even knows what this is. And then if you go to a gyroscope, let's go to actual gyroscope and see what they have. You go look at any of the animations. There's none of them have it. Let's go to gyroscope rising on its own. If you look at any animation, they don't even talk about it. None of it know it's possible. Gyroscope rising on its own. Let's see. And then there was I think an Action Lab tried to do that. Okay, gyro rising on its own. I see some mainstream ones. I think they have some mainstream. I'm gyro play always player. Okay, there's a video game. The first thing is about a video game, and then if you search it up, the first ones are all just my videos. Okay, why can a gyroscope go upright after losing some energy? And then the only place you're gonna have some physics people trying to argue, and there's only one answer. Okay. Or poor manufacturing quality that happens. It gives you spinning top. Anyways, is it spinning top or something? I made a video. Maybe the existence of two piles. See this guy. Does he have a video? Oh, well, this one's acting like a spinning top. Okay, so you have a guy with one subscriber trying to tackle the problem. And if you look at let's see what Google says. It's probably all me. You pushed it when the camera looked away. Well, there's no camera looking away. It's all direct. How to gyroscopes? Okay, this one here is this is the only one that tries to tackle by the mainstream side is Action Lab, but his answers are all wrong because it's well, no, he's saying that as it spins, the energy goes to lift it up, but mainstream doesn't actually say that that's impossible. Is you're still going upwards. Anyways, all the videos are all just mine, and there's a Wikipedia one, and then there's a random YouTube video one. It's interesting, all my videos. So there's literally nothing, just me. And then there's this Action Lab one. I think he's probably seen my videos and didn't even talk about it. And I have the spinning top actually. Wait. So this one right here, this is a heavy spin top one. I actually have this one. The person who made this watches my videos and sent me one. This one right here, it's super heavy. I have it right here. Actually, this is a cool thing. So this thing right here is super cool. It's like so I literally have it on my desk. So this one that he has on the screen, the guy who made this, literally saw my videos, and was astonished how it can rise on its own. And then yeah, he also made this and he sent it to me. And you see how the gyroscopes showing all phenomena that occurs in certain situations. His reason he doesn't actually know.
Prove that it's the friction resisting the turning that's causing it to rise up the precession. So let's see. Scope. Depending on whether it's pointed downward to start with or down. But if
so basically, this guy all he says is the friction helps rise. But again, that's the mainstream says the friction just would make it not rise because you're adding friction now it's going up. So it's you're losing energy and gaining energy at the same time. But anyways, you look at that, and I have a video on it to show you that. I have a video showing that adding a friction makes it go rise much faster as well. So go to the friction one. This is the friction one. Otherwise, this one would take like 10 minutes or no, 7 minutes to rise on its own. But if you add, I put some tape on it for friction, and it goes up on its own rapidly. And it just goes up in like a minute. Anyways, I wanted to show that. And then there's the other part. Speaking about lightning, lightning with a cold fusion setup there, as I was talking about. Again, this is a similar example of a million volts of electricity. Basically, lightning. Lightning is just electric discharge. So lightning, lightning is just literally a spark gap. That's all it is, but like giant scale. So this guy here. Yeah, so there's lightning. That's literally just lightning. Just electric discharge separating. You have charges separated, and then you just have a sudden burst of whatever electrons or whatever they're talking about. All right. Dreidel, Jewish spinning top game that demonstrates similar quality. Yeah, I heard about that. Is that what it is? Yeah. Okay, Tammy, you can't expect them to give their best secrets away. Yeah, because I think I firmly believe that the gyroscope, like when you actually, if you understand the physics of it, it literally will explain quantum spin, quantum mechanics, and in terms of an ether just spinning or a quantum fluid mumbo jumbo. Even the mainstream says ether exists by when they talk about quantum fluid. It's literally just rotation is like this is like a gyroscope is literally a magnet, and it's literally an atom. They're all the same thing. So if you understand that, you pretty much understand it all. And I have and I've been having some speculation on how the Hutchison effect with the jellification works. I kind of think it's like you're overloading an object with ether, and it becomes similar to with water. If you let's say you put a bunch of water inside paper, it all becomes soft. And then you take the water out, it all becomes hard. So I think that's happening with the Hutchison effect, the jellification. You're just loading up with ether. And then when you're doing that, so ether's like inert, so it's not like electrons or whatnot. It's not which are spinning, rapidly spinning. This one you're just filling up with inert ether. So now it becomes like all separated and foaming up and weak. Okay, anyways, play this one here.
That was well over 1 million volts with a lot of power behind it.
Okay, so now what he's gonna do is
Top of the transformer, fingertips. Forget it.
so he's gonna stand on top. He's gonna take his and he's gonna wear these metal caps so that that doesn't get burned around his
Necessary
around his fingers,
to provide metal caps for my fingertips.
and also for the discharge to escape.
To prevent serious burn and to provide points of discharge for the high voltage. Power. Lights. On.
Yeah. So he's fine. So this is again part of the cold fusion stuff. It goes through his body and he's fine. It goes to discharge it. Eric Ray says, need a way to does gyroscope spinning develop an electroshock? Yeah, I don't think so. But I do think that the precession itself is anti-gravity. I believe precession, when it's precessing like this, it's anti-gravity and free energy. It's not using up any of the spinning energy. And I did think if you hook it up to some sort of induction rotor, where if a bunch of magnets on one side and just have a rotor stator, I think you can collect some energy. And that's I saw a free energy claim, a video of it, and I thought it was a real deal, but I can't find the video anymore. It's literally gone by some I think Iranian guy made it with it. Where instead of you have a rotor stator, so here's I'll explain this one here, rotor stator. So rotor stator is pretty much how all electricity is formed in current, and this is this is literally all of electricity that you get from your house is literally just a giant turbine. For example, let's say you have a BC Hydro, you have just a giant water dam, and you have a giant rotor underneath. You have a stator here with coils. You have a giant magnet. All right, this is another electromagnet, and all that's happening is that the water comes in, spins this, and when you spin it, you get electricity. So instead of having just a regular spin, if there's a way to have it, you have it spinning and precessing. So now you have an extra added collection of electricity just by precession. And precession, I believe, is free energy. And not just believe, it's like I don't know how to argue any other way, but it's free energy. But before we get to that, I want to get back to this cold fusion one.
A set of 2x lights. On.
All right, yeah. So he's burning the wood. His hands are fine. He's burning the wood. His hands are fine with lightning. So and this all is in line with the with this part right here, Benjamin Franklin. Let's go to Benjamin Franklin. Yeah, and this is all in line with Benjamin Franklin saying lightning strikes can literally melt swords in the scabbard or money in a man's pocket. And he's the guy. He was the guy doing the kite lightning experiments and so on. And yeah, so that's that. And then according to the mainstream reason for why this happens, this part happens. Stored energy, high potential. Yeah, the main reason for this one right here, according to the mainstream, is there's a thing I put in the notes right here. They call it the let's see, high frequency alternating current moves along the outer surface of the skin. So this is a skin effect. Adding another axis of energy. So in electromagnetism, skin effect is a tendency of an alternating electric current to become distributed within a conductor such that the current density is largest near the surface of the conductor and decreases exponentially with great depth. So it's alternating AC rapidly. It is caused by opposing eddy currents induced by the changing magnetic field resulting from the current. Anyways, so basically the charge distribution is going to be highest at the skin when you have a rapid, super high frequency alternating current. And then this is the current mainstream theory. You're going to have a bunch of eddy currents on the side, so it can literally go around your skin. Skin effect. Let's go. Skin effect. High voltage. High frequency AC. Human. Let's see, human. I think. See if I can get an image. People just put it on the image right there. Skin effect. Oh, it shows you how much wet skin ear to ear. Okay. Anyways, how to overcome a skin effect. But anyways, basically the charge goes on outer skin there, and I asked ChatGPT actually, I asked ChatGPT to illustrate this further. Let's see what it said on how he does it. Okay, so now, oh, there it is. Why is sending 1,000,000 volts of alternating current at 60 hertz through a human body deadly, but 65,000 hertz is not? The danger of alternating current at different frequencies has to do with how human body responds to electrical currents and the way they interact with biological tissues. At 60 hertz, the frequency of AC commonly used in power transmission, the current interacts strongly with the nervous and muscular systems. This frequency is low enough to cause violent muscle contractions, disrupt the heart's electrical signals, and potentially lead to fatal arrhythmias, irregular heartbeats. Yeah. Let's see what this says. How do you pronounce it?
Arrhythmias.
Arrhythmias. Okay, arrhythmias. Irregular heartbeats. The current can also stimulate the brain and nerves, causing pain, confusion, or even loss of consciousness. At much higher frequencies, like 65,000 hertz or 65 kilohertz, the current behaves differently. High frequency tends to, quote, pass over the surface of tissues rather than penetrating deeply. A phenomenon called the skin effect. As frequency increases, the current travels along the body's surface rather than through vital organs and muscles, reducing its effect on internal tissues. At these high frequencies, while some heating can occur, the current does not interfere significantly with heart or muscle function, making it less likely to cause lethal damage. In particular applications, this difference is why radio frequency currents at much higher frequencies, like in the megahertz or gigahertz range, can be used safely in some medical devices without affecting heart rhythm or causing severe damage, or at least known direct side effects, possibly some indirect ones later on. Anyways, so I just showed you gyroscope rising on its own. There's one video in Action Lab. It doesn't actually explain why. It just says the spin friction. As it increases its spin friction, it rises up faster and so on. Yeah, then I do view that is needed, but doesn't explain why. Like, mainstream says it shouldn't. If you have spin friction, it should just go down. Not friction shouldn't make it go up. It should make it go down. Anyways, and again, if you look at all these mainstream stuff. And then if you go to physics forums, all they talk about is how do gyroscopes stay up. Nobody's talking about how it rises on its own. And it's like literally just me. It's literally me. There's gyro moving on its own, Reddit forum, gyroscope wiki, and there's me. All right, there's literally me. And if you go to YouTube, it's all just MES, baby. And then let's go gyroscopes rising on its own. And let's see on this one here, gyroscopes rising on its own is all just me. Okay, let's go. And then but then you also have these guys here. Okay, why spinning weightless? These guys talking about gyroscope precession. This guy's the Sandy Kids gyroscope lift, gyroscope anti-gravity. Nobody is actually doing what I just said, what I just showed. This one here is rising up and down its own. Like nobody is. I'm the only one in the entire world that's actually like doing this. And this Walter Lewin never even knew about it either. But he had. So this guy had he was humble enough to say that gyroscopes are the most difficult concept in all of physics. Not just teaching whatever. It's more complex than more non-intuitive than quantum mechanics and so on. Let's go. If we go play here. So again, the simplest of thing is literally the most difficult. Let's see what he says. I think difficult. Yeah. So. We have now come to the most non-intuitive part of all.
We now come to the most non-intuitive part of all of 801, and arguably perhaps the most difficult part in all of physics.
In all of physics is a gyroscope.
And that has to do with gyroscope.
What? How is a spinning top the hardest thing ever? Okay. What? All right, we're not talking about quantum mechanics. We're not talking about electromagnetism. We're talking about a spinning top is the most difficult thing of all time.
And
I'll play that again just for those who to understand that I'm not going mad when I talk about gyroscopes.
Of all of 801, we now come to the most non-intuitive part of all of 801, and arguably perhaps the most difficult part in all of physics. And that has to do with gyroscopes.
All right, the most difficult ever, and he never even knew that gyroscopes rise or fall on its own. So that's something I want to send to him. If you could send it to him, he'd probably be shocked and so on about that. All right. So that's that. And I do want to show there was another thing, but I forgot about it. But anyways, Let's continue further onto this part here. Oh yeah, going back here. So we went over here to skin effect and so on, and now the part I want to show is why gyroscopes, again, I think precession itself was free energy. It's just like, there's no way you can argue against it. It's just pretty much free energy. Again, like I've said this many times, aren't they used for direction also, like holding a spinning? Yeah, that's all the mainstream uses it for. Just they put some they force where it can rotate, like to basically put some gimbals on it so they can only go up, down, left, right, etc. for controlling the direction and so on. But they never have a free one like this. What I'm doing, I'm basically doing a gyroscope and a spinning top at the same time, and just letting it go on its own. So it's like free moving, and it can do things that you're not supposed to do. Yeah, and this part right here, and I'll mute it. I'll make a million x speed. So this part here. I'm using the speed extension. So this is 16x speed, and again, the reason I'm saying it's free energy is you can torque a gyro. You can feel the force. You can let it rise on its own, or you could just leave it stationary, and the spin speed is going to be not changed. So the spin speed this entire time is unaffected by me feeling that forward, feeling that torque. So he's getting inertia for nothing. It's rising on its own for nothing relative to here. So in other words, it's doing all this without any inertial forces. It's doing all this without any loss of spin rate. So the spin rate is just lowering by friction on its own, but it's able to do all this without any additional force. So this is, in my opinion, free energy, and not just opinion. I just don't know any other way around it. I don't know how you can say that this is not free energy. It's like the simplest demonstration of free energy. And I've had this up for many years, 6 years. Nobody has explained in any way. You can go through the comments. Nobody has literally tried to debunk it because there's nothing to debunk about it. This is my and this guy right here. No, there's a Carmel Pool. I think this was like a former dean. I think this guy here was a former this was a former dean of engineering at UK university, and he started making his own theory based on my videos. And and so on. So this guy writing his own full theory, trying to explain this, and so on. And because initially he thought that Eric Layton was wrong, but now he's seen my videos. He's like, okay, this is he needs to double check and all this. So it's literally head of a UK university, or a retired one, was, and I had to correct them on some stuff too. So here MES is actually schooling, is actually lecturing deans of university engineering faculties. Anyways. And again, this all lasts the exact same amount of time. Go to 720 and go unmute, and yeah, roughly around the same time. Even though this one's being torqued the entire time. Sophia is definitely a show. Very strange. Oh yeah, Sophia Small Storm. Okay, Matthew Galter, epic stuff. Yeah. So once that came up, so anyways, I need to put a disclaimer on my videos, on my live streams about the Weather War 101. I think he's onto something, but I also think he's limiting out. Okay, continue further. We only have 16 minutes because I'm going to end it at exactly 16 minutes. So if I go put my timer here. So we have 15, we have exactly 15 minutes left at 12 p.m. Pacific time, my time, noon. I'll just end it. That's the whole point of this one. So if you guys have any questions, any math stuff, and we will answer them all live. Okay, this one's this. Yeah, and I showed you the other one. And again, the inertia part, again, one more thing is, since we talk about gyros, whenever we talk about gyros, so whenever we talk about gyros, you also have to talk about the other part is the inertia one. This is what Eric Layton was talking about the entire time, and nobody listens to him. He was talking about gyros move without conventional inertia. So in other words, this is I'll show this one right here. So right here, I'll just give you an example. So here's an ice block. Notice that the center of mass is pretty much where the gyro is. All the weight's like near the wheel. So it's moving around, but the ice block's not moving there. Now, if you look at a hammer throw Olympics. So just look at how the hammer throw is, and they're able to launch it because it has so much inertia. So they're able to spin, and look how it's flying outwards. It's flying outwards, and they're trying to hold it back, And like imagine doing this on ice. They wouldn't be able to do this on ice because this mass is going to throw them away. Now this is going to throw out. Once they let go, it flies away. So once they let go, it flies away. This one, it is let go. It's on ice, and it's going around. So in other words, it's moving as if it's massless. So it's no inertia, and it's moving, and it's processing without taking any extra spin rate. So it's able to hold up its own weight without taking any energy relative to just leaving it on the ground. All right? And again, rise on its own. And then once it loses spin speed, you'll see it again regains its inertia. So now this is when its spin speed is lower. So notice the ice block moves further out once this is very, very slow. Yeah, so now it's losing all its mass and inertia. Yeah. And again, the gyroscopes process upwards on ice with 0 centripetal force. Again, 0, I'll just say much less than mainstream. Because you still have some, because you still have this outer edge of this, and it depends on the spin speed how much it is. But in theory, if you spin it, as you spin this to infinity, it will just be literally horizontal and not even moving. It'll be like literally just going like, if you have it like almost infinity, it will be moving tiny bit and just like floating in the air, completely and utterly inertialess. So in other words, gyros, the energy is coming from the ether. It's not coming from it. So some other source is producing these effects. It's not from it itself. So that's my take on it. Anyways, okay, so going back onto this one, going back to the debunk, we have, I think, 13 minutes now. 12 minutes, yeah, 13 minutes, and let's finish this one here. So this guy, yeah, he fails to utilize any relevant weather data other than radar and satellite images. Weather 101 claims there's no natural weather, says perpetrators committing crimes, etc. Okay, that's, yeah, they're doing all that, but the question is, what is the actual stuff? And this is where I went, I think it looked at the math of it. Disney presents gyroscope on ice, TV premiere. Yeah, definitely. So in his latest video, he claims a 3-day outbreak of mesoscale convention systems was manufactured. And the water vapor came from ground-based cloud machines of some kind. In previous videos, he showed images of the large evaporating cooling towers used in power plants. Images obviously taken on cold, humid days when the water vapor condenses to form a large plume above the stack. He then tries to quantify the amount of water vapor that is allegedly generated in order to account for all the rainfall measured in these storm systems. I'll do so in this post. Oh no, he never tries. So yeah, so that's the one thing I realized. That's why I looked at this Metabunk one. I'm like, all right, this Metabunk is making some sense. Because when you look at math stuff, it's very hard to fake the math stuff. And it's similar to 9/11. They try to use the fake math to debunk stuff. They're saying that according to the again, this guy was saying that basically what he's going to say is that it's the amount of water vapor produces like a ridiculous amount. But 9/11, a lot of disinfo agents try to say, oh, towers weren't turned to dust using a dew because it would take like energy of the whole world for a year. But I'm like, that's the reverse way. The evidence is that the towers turned to dust using a mechanism that was that's equivalent to the full year's worth of energy. In other words, free energy is proved on 9/11, and you can't disprove what happened on 9/11 by saying that it would require free energy. Anyways, so over the course of 3 days, June 17th, 18th, and 19th, a cutoff low was spinning over Idaho, pulling cold air down from Canada across the continental divide to clash with warm, moist air drawn up from the Gulf. A large mesoscale convective complex developed on June 17th with a well-defined cloud top footprint and precipitation footprint. According to the AHIPS precipitation analysis for June 7, 2014, there was an area of at least 300,000 kilometers. Yeah, again, that's the thing. You have to look at the giant areas with rainfall exceeding 13 millimeters for a total volume of 4 kilometers cubed. Holy! Within that zone was an area of around 150,000 kilometers squared with at least 38 millimeter rainfall, which is an equivalent, and with an additional 25 millimeters for an additional volume of 3.75 kilometers. This area, that's the volume cubed. Oh, but that's within the zone. Yeah, so that's an additional one there within the zone. This is the overall there. There's an area of this one within the zone around this one. Okay, and it was a total of 7.7 cubic kilometers of rainfall in a 24-hour period for just one mesoscale convective complex. So we got 7.7 cubic kilometers of rain. There are 1 trillion liters in a cubic kilometer, so that means 7.75 trillion liters of rainfall. That's over 3 million Olympic swimming pools full of water. 7.75 trillion liters is over 2 trillion gallons. Nearly 8 trillion liters of cold fusion ice cream. Hutch would be a good name for Hutchinson's ice cream parlor. Yeah, that is a good idea. Cavitation management is a powerful technique. Interesting. Are you going further? Okay, so nearly 8 trillion liters of water, and that's not counting the water vapor required to bring the air to saturation. So we can at least double that to account for all the water in all phases. Yeah, so all the ones that are not yet fully condensed. Water vapor required to bring the air to air mass to saturation. So we can at least double that to account for all the air in all phases entrained in a single mesoconvective complex. There's not exactly sure what it means, but anyways, you need to account for all of the air. All of the water vapor across, not just that rain amount. So Weather War 101 needs to account for at least 16. Yeah, so double that, 16 trillion liters. 16 trillion liters. Or 4 trillion gallons of water, more than 6 million Olympic swimming pools worth. Where's the hard evidence showing that 16 trillion liters of water is being extracted or created in chemical reactions, combustion? He says his ebook can be understood by a child. Got news for Weather War 101. It takes an understanding way beyond a third grade level of comprehension to even begin to get a handle on all the complexities in atmosphere. Meta study quantifying precipitation in mesoscale convections. There's some papers on this. Paper detailing mesoscale convection systems and precipitation analysis for June 17, 2014. All right. So again, once they said that this is, once I looked at the numbers, and again, it's hard to argue against it because Weather War 101 never actually talks about the numbers. So anyways, never talks about the numbers, dealing with Sophia small storm, and doesn't talk about 9/11 advanced tech, except he does know something, and the reason is Hurricane Aaron, Weather War. So again, he's dealing with Sophia small storm, which Methyl Minor and Andrew Johnson think is the control opposition, which I think so too, because I trust them. And also I saw her video. It looked, her Sandy Hook one was good, but missing a lot of pieces. Did you know he can basically bet on the weather via stock market as well? I still can't believe this is reality. Yeah, you can bet on anything. I think market. You can even make your own bets as well. Poly markets. You can make your own bet as well on. I think you can make it on Poly Market. If you sign up, you should be able to make it. Let's go to weather. Let's see. There should be a weather one. Yeah. So 2025 January hottest on record. Yes is literally going to be hottest on record, and it's 94 cents to 6 cents. January 2025 increase. Let's just go to search all of them. Whoops. Let's go to all the weather runs. So you can literally vote. There's a $700,000 of volume being basically bought and sold. Yes, no on this, and there's a 94% chance that 2025 will be the hottest on record. And this is pretty accurate because there's a lot of money on this. So if you want to know what the weather's going to look like, this one right here, I'm going to put this as well. This is great stuff right here. Sophia did 9/11 clues, which is just more misleading BS about 9/11. Yeah, anyways, so we've officially confirmed Weather 101. He did a Hurricane Aaron video, and now he's literally saying no natural weather. How stupid do you have to be if you're saying no natural weather? Well, technically, if you ever do geoengineering once, the whole weather is going to be affected. So technically, yeah, you might be right. But pushing this out there in terms of common sense, like, hey, it's raining, it doesn't mean it's done by some sort of geoengineering jumbo. But anyways, and Sophia small storm excerpt from Forward. Sophia small storm, and even her name is fake. It's definitely fake. It's SS small storm. Small storm. What are you talking about? It's a fake name. If I ever heard one. All right. And so anyways, go to weather one here. This one is definitely a keeper. If you want to know what the weather is, you don't check the weather channel because there's no money involved. Mega quake in January. Mega earthquake. There's a 2% chance. Most people are saying no. That's a decent volume. So if you're expecting an earthquake, I wouldn't expect it this month. So highest temperature in New York City, and this is a new one. So you can make your own. You can log in and make your own. And will 2025 be the hottest year on record? Is a no. I think last year was the hottest on record. Whoops. So 2025. 2024 hottest on record year. What time is the USA coin going up on Friday? Oh yeah, so you heard about that USA coin one. I mentioned that in the last live stream. So USA coin, all I know is it's going to be on Friday. I'm gonna basically for Friday, I'm gonna keep Trump's Truth Social. I'm gonna keep this up. So if you want to know for Trump anniversary is today. Interesting. Is today? Okay, to Melania. Okay, so if you want to know about the USA coin, you just keep an eye on his Truth Social, or if you put an alert or whatnot. And then there's Trump there's Trump with the lion AI. Let's go. What is going on here? He's like the troll president is taking over. Okay, this is he's gonna post something like this, and then you have literally like a 2-hour window of making big bank, and you can either buy it. So there's two ways you can buy it. He's gonna post something like this. It's gonna give you can buy a debit or credit card using the Moonshot Money app on your phone. But that requires, I think, I don't know if it requires KYC or not, but you might need something. But if you want to just do it directly on DeFi, copy the address. You can copy the address and you can go to Radium. I think Radium is a good one. Radium. I think just Radium. Radium decentralized exchange. Add your you need to have some Solana on board, Solana or some Solana tokens. And then you go to Sol and you just type the address here. I already have the address. It goes to Trump there. So use only the official link that Trump sends. You don't want to get a bunch of scams that you might lose all your cash money. He does have a great sense of humor, Trump. Well, yeah, he's literally a reality TV host hosting reality. It's like saying, imagine if Dave Chappelle was Prime Minister of Canada. It's like, obviously he's going to be hilarious. All right? He's going to do the same thing. He's going to do the exact same thing as Trudeau does. He's going to follow lockstep and Operation Warp Speed and vaccinate everybody. But he's going to be absolutely hilarious. So here's Chappelle as president. So that's another thing. Trump and dump currency. Well, no, I think Trump will, because he has a big supply in it. He's gonna brag about how rich he is, because he's literally made it's more than his net worth. He doesn't have access to his own tokens yet. He has in 3 months, but he literally like quadrupled his net worth in like 3 hours or like 24 hours. Quadrupled his Trump's own net worth using meme coin. Okay, so if Dave Chappelle was president, he'd be absolutely hilarious, but he'd be the same thing as everybody else.
If the United States goes to war with Iraq, will it first have to provide evidence that Saddam Hussein has weapons of mass destruction? So far, the UN has found nothing, but President Bush counters with this.
The nigga bought aluminum tubes. Do I need to tell you what the fuck you can do with an aluminum tube? Aluminum! That don't scare you? Fine. I didn't even want to say this. The motherfucker bought some yellow cake, okay, in Africa. He went to Africa and he bought yellow cake.
Are you sure?
Yes, I'm sure, bitch.
Oh, God.
CIA right here, he'll tell you. Are you sure?
Alright, that's the black head of CIA. Alright, guys. So basically, yeah. So Trump's just a funny guy because he's a reality TV host. Here's Trump on Trump WWF. So remember, this is the guy that's president. He's obviously gonna be hilarious. It's gonna be see Trump.
Why are you here? Let me put it very simply, Vince. I'm taller than you. I'm better looking than you.
Is Trump actually taller? I think these other guys taller.
I think I'm stronger than you. And I'm here to challenge you to a match in WrestleMania. What?
Okay.
What? Donald Trump? That's not your... Is he kidding?
Okay, where's the fighting?
I still think you've got something up your sleeve, Mr.
Okay.
Donald Trump is in a... This is the... Donald Trump didn't get involved here.
Alright, anyways, so it's a reality TV host hosting reality, and Eric Red Soros money doesn't make a person. Well, yeah, it's again he's a control opposition. Trump was actually bankrupt, and then he was only bailed out because of his name. All of his hotels and everything was on his name, so they didn't want to actually Yeah, so they didn't want to like let him go bankrupt because all the properties and projects he has will be worthless if he was bankrupt. So they loaned him out, they bailed him out because of his name. Anyways, that's gonna happen eventually with this stuff. But for the short term, he's gonna make the stock market and crypto go up a lot. And Eric Red says, you hope that crypto goes to zero. Well, that's not going to zero. It's like saying hope the stock market goes to zero. It's just a way to move money out of the current fiat system where they print to oblivion. Anyways, guys, that's 2 hours, and yeah, and this one again, just looking at these numbers, I need to see some actual evidence of 6 million Olympic swimming pools before saying whether one won. But also, he's partnered with Sophia Smallstorm, and also, and the other part is before I end this stream, Aaron. Let's go to Hurricane Aaron. Manufacturer. So he knows about Hurricane Aaron. He's dealing with disinfo agent Sophia Smallstorm, was definitely a fake name, Smallstorm. And that also was part of September Clues and all that disinfo, 9/11 disinfo. But if you look at here, and he doesn't say that the towers turn to dust by direct energy weapons. Like, I'm telling you directly what's happening 9/11. This is December 13, 2016, on like 2 days after 9/11. He says, the events of September 11th remain steeped in convoluted misdirection, so he knows he's dealing with Sophia Smallstorm, and elaborate disinformation. But here's one aspect that is as easy to see happening 15 years ago as it is today. It makes for interesting comparison. So anyways, so he literally knows 9/11. It's steeped in convoluted misdirections and elaborate disinformation, but doesn't talk about it. Doesn't talk about Dr. Judy Wood, 9/11, say Judy Wood. Alright, there's nothing there. Confirmed disinfo agent, guys. Alright. They were grooming. It's not fighting, it's choreographed dance. But it's still pretty hard to do. Choreographed dance is hard, but also this one you also have to throw yourself a card. So like Vince McMahon's son, Shane McMahon, jump. So you could call it fake, you could call it a dance, whatever. This is absolutely, absolutely insane. Okay, absolutely. This is the son of Vince McMahon. Okay. Okay. There's a table there. Look what he's jumping on. Look how high he is. All right. And he went straight through him. Obviously they have something there, like a just fake table that breaks easily. And this guy's huge too. But you're still falling like a freaking. Yeah, and also sometimes they get injured like severely with like, let's say Brock Lesnar. Like a lot of people hated wrestling Brock Lesnar because he was a bad like he did moves really bad. Like sometimes it would hurt them. Let's say worst move forward was. Let's say Brock Lesnar worst move injury. I think he almost like injured someone. Actually, I going back there. No, this one's. Sometimes when he does it, because he's like so powerful and strong, and like and also like I think he's on some sort of like, yeah, he's also on like roided up brain. So he doesn't try to make it easy on the guy. He kind of just throws it. But look how absolutely athletic this guy is. What's gonna do it? Oh! He just broke his head. Anyways, he botched. Okay, he like broke his head doing a backflip at like 300 pounds. Anyways, guys. So WWE, whatever you call it, it's as real as it's realer than real. You're doing backflips from like top rope. You're gonna break your head. Anyways, and also Brock Lesnar was listed in the Vince McMahon Brock Lesnar lawsuit. So the one lawsuit. So Vince McMahon was sued for some Diddy freak off stuff. Yeah, so it's part of the scandal here, and said that he also did number 2 on one of the women that he was getting in these weird Diddy freak offs, Vince freak offs, and also Brock was named as well. So Brock identified as Brock Lesnar was also named in one of his freak offs. Okay, McMahon shared media with Brock Lesnar. And to entice him to sign a new WWE contract with talent, which he eventually did. All right, guys. Yeah. So Vince McMahon, Diddy, his freak offs, and they're all like part of the Crowley Thelema rituals, those satanic and other mumbo jumbo. Anyways, guys, that is all. I call it 2 hours. I'm going to call it. And then if you have any questions, if you have math questions and so on. But this one I want to go over that to clarify on the Weather War 101, and which I think is obviously controllable position. 9/11. It's like getting 9/11 right. Mention Dr. Judy Wood name on your channel, and 9/11 tower stern dust, direct energy weapon, and then etc. Anyways, guys, that's all for today. Thanks for joining the stream, and I'm ending it. I'll say thanks for joining, and have a great day. All right, guys, and I'm gonna go kickbox and so on. All right, have a good one, and I'm ending the stream in 3, 2, 1, and ciao.